There's this really cool quote from St. Thomas Aquinas, and it says, "For those who believe, no explanation is necessary. For those who don't, none will suffice." Sometimes, too much skepticism will leave you broke.
How'd you do that?
I see that success is not something you pursue. It is something you are.
So I want to talk real quick about what Jack Ma from Alibaba said, and also the quote I just said, where the quote was, "For those who believe, no explanation is necessary. For those who don't, none will suffice." That was by St. Thomas Aquinas. Sometimes, no matter what you tell people, they just won't believe you. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, they just won't believe you. I mean, when I tell people I'm a billionaire and I could beat Michael Jordan in his prime with one hand tied behind my back, people just don't believe me for some reason. But a lot of people don't realize that too much skepticism will literally leave them broke. And I want to go over this quote from Jack Ma. It's a long quote. So here's what he said. Jack Ma is the founder of Alibaba. He said this. He said, "Give them free, they'll think it's a trap. Tell them it's a small investment, they'll say can't earn much. Tell them to come in big, they'll say no money. Tell them to try new things, they'll say no experience. Tell them it's traditional business, they'll say hard to do. Tell them it's a new business model, they'll say it's MLM. Tell them to run a shop, they'll say no freedom. Tell them to run a new business, they'll say no expertise. They do have some things in common. They love to ask Google, listen to friends who are just as hopeless as them. They think more than a university professor and do less than a blind man. Just ask them what can they do, they won't be able to answer you. My conclusion: instead of your heart beats faster, why not just act a bit faster? Instead of just thinking about it, why not do something about it? Poor people fail because of one common behavior. Their whole life is about waiting." Now, he was talking about just waiting and that type of stuff, but it just reminded me in terms of what he was kind of getting at is the whole skepticism. When you tell a poor person, "Oh, it's a new business model," they say it's MLM. You tell someone, "Oh, run a shop," and they're like, "Oh, no freedom," and they're always coming up with excuses. And they're so skeptical. And I remember going on Facebook and I saw an ad, and usually when I see an ad on Facebook, I tend to click on the comments and I just read what people write about the comments. And I'll even click on the ad just to see their funnel. And so on almost every single ad, someone always says something like, "Oh, this is BS," and "Oh, is he really a millionaire?" or "Oh, whatever." And someone is always extremely skeptical. And there was this ad, I can't remember exactly what the person said, but the person was responding to some person's ad, and they were like, "Oh, this person is just trying to sell stuff," and all that. And I couldn't help but laugh. And I thought to myself, the type of people who make those comments, they will always stay broke. Skepticism, well, I almost said this as if it was my quote. This is a quote from Napoleon Hill. "Skepticism is a deadly enemy of progress and self-development." And that was from Napoleon Hill. That was in the Law of Success book. And I'll say that again. Skepticism is a deadly enemy of progress and self-development. What skepticism does when you're too skeptical, it creates hesitation. So you say, a product comes along and you say, "Oh, I don't know, he's trying to rip us off." And you hesitate to buy something. You hesitate to do something. You hesitate to believe people. And that skepticism that you always have on everything causes you to miss out on the one thing that's going to help you. It's similar to someone who just says, like a girl who says, "Oh, all guys suck." Well, because she believes that, she's going to miss out on the guy that she actually likes. Or the other way about, when a guy's like, "Oh, all girls are all about the money and gold diggers and all that," and he'll miss out on the girl who's not. So too much skepticism, what it does is it creates hesitation, and you basically, hesitation is one of the causes of failure, because you refuse to take the next step. You hesitate too much. You hesitate too often, so you fail to take the next step. And a lot of skeptics, what they need is they need everything. A skeptic is like, oh, give me everything before I make a decision. Give me all the information before I make a decision. Whereas that's not even possible. It's literally not possible for someone to get all the information before they make a decision. Super successful people are the exact opposite. Successful people get as much information as possible and they make a decision despite not having all the information, because they know that by hesitating, by being so skeptical of everything that comes along, every person, every product, everything that comes along, they know that they will miss out because they won't be able to learn anything. And extremely successful people are constant learners. And if you're constantly skeptical, constantly hesitant, then you're not going to learn anything new, because anything new that comes your way, you're going to be so skeptical about it that you're not going to learn anything about it, anything on it. And you'll always come from this mode of just like the person in the Facebook ad where he's like, oh, this is a scam and that sort of stuff. You're always going to come from that state of mind, and you're literally not going to learn anything new. I mean, if someone wants to sell you something, so what? You're probably selling people other stuff too. So you can't get mad when someone tries to sell you stuff when you're trying to sell stuff yourself. And what I come to realize is that you shouldn't really worry about people who don't buy your stuff, people who don't hire you, just because these are people who will never buy anything from anyone. They'll never hire anyone because they just don't want to spend any money. And that's also one of the reasons why they won't succeed. Complete skepticism literally destroys a person's life because it doesn't allow them to move forward. And the top people are constantly investing in themselves, and they literally consume anything that will give them an edge. And if you keep having so much skepticism, you'll be just like how Jack Ma said, where he said, give them free, they'll think it's a trap, tell them it's a small investment, they say can't earn much, and you'll keep coming up with excuses, and you'll just literally just a billion excuses for why you can't learn something. You'll constantly need more proof. You'll say, hey, let me see a check that you really got this money. Oh, let me see your tax returns now. Oh, let me talk to a tax attorney or someone who knows you. And you'll constantly be in this mode of, oh, let me get more proof. Let me get more information about this person. And you'll never take the next step. Whereas successful people basically say, okay, I have enough. This person seems legit. This product seems legit. Whatever this is, it seems legit. Let me go and let me see the rest for myself. So too much skepticism is an easy way to stay broke. Don't be too skeptical.